Increase of 22% in LGBTQ vote for Democratic president, while overall turnout was way down. In the wake of the 2024 U.S. election, where Donald Trump declared victory ahead of official results, LGBTQ voters showed a notable shift to the left. According to an exit poll by Edison Research, 86% of queer respondents voted for Democratic candidate Kamala Harris. In contrast, only 13% cast their votes for Trump. While Trump's rhetoric of a golden age and claims like "help our country heal" resonated with many, it didn't sway a large majority of the LGBTQ electorate. The exit poll, conducted across 10 key states, reflected a clear trend of queer voters moving away from right-wing politics, especially in the wake of escalating attacks on trans rights and access to gender-affirming care. The results mark a shift from the 2020 election, where only 64% of LGBTQ voters backed Joe Biden and 27% voted for Trump. The recent election saw that the Democratic vote among the community surged by 22% from 2020. Trump's campaign trail, laden with divisive rhetoric and anti-LGBTQ language, seemed to have played a part in cementing this trend. As LGBTQ rights remain under threat, particularly with Project 2025 on the horizon, this shift signals a growing political engagement and alignment with progressive values among the queer community. However, we cannot ignore the fact that despite the increase in support for Democrats, there was a drop of an estimated 450,000 in overall queer voter turnout in 2024 as compared to 2020. What could be the reason behind it? Does this mean a small part of the community is not ready to trust in both the parties when it comes to queer rights and protection? Analysis and conversation continue on why so many LGBTQ did not vote in 2024. Well, really, the most simple thing I can say is it's about fucking time. I mean, really. I can't even believe, it's really hard for me to fathom that even there are numbers of any percentage that vote against their own rights. But it is happening, and it's a lot, and they're very verbal, and they're very out there. Mm-hmm. But the trend is at least, I wouldn't say comforting, but it gives you it's a bit uplifting. Yes. At least there's a trend.
But it is disturbing that the self-loathing 13% of homosexuals, also known as roaches for raid, voted for the convicted felon. What is wrong with these people? Seriously, 13% is not a small number.
No, it's not. But it also makes me think that there are probably more closeted Republicans in our midst than we know of.
Oh, yeah.
You know, closeted folks that are like, you know what? I'm not going to vote with my gay family. I'm going to vote with my pocket, right? Because still those people believe that Trump is more economic helping, which is not true. Which is not true. Like I said, you know, my wife is losing her mind, okay? But, you know, I can't blame her, right? She's like, oh, I can't wait to bitch about how high the gas is and how much I'm paying for eggs still during this, during his presidency, because again, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. But it's still a stark reminder that over 20 million Democrats didn't vote, right? And if we would have gotten those votes, we would have been in a different place right now, right? It still is on my mind that Latin people voted against themselves. It's still in Miami-Dade.
I was about to say
in Miami-Dade.
As a proud, Miami-Dade gay. Grew up in that, born and raised in Miami, to see Broward County go blue as it should, but then you got that Dade thing down there. I'm watching the results in Miami-Dade County, and I want to say it's surprising. I mean, I think we kind of saw it coming, but at the same time, just to see the state of Florida with so much red.
And so quickly. It was like one of the first things that dropped. I was like, okay.
I think almost before Alabama. It's like Alabama and Florida, Trump,
Right.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to talk about the turnout in general.
Please.
Even Florida, I think 7 million eligible voters just did not cast their vote.
That's huge.
I mean, I know Texas is not on anybody's radar, but that's a state that I spend a lot of time in. And that was another state that had a lot of people just didn't turn out, a lot of probably Democratic individuals, just because they Texas going red, don't need to bother going out there. It is the biggest red state.
But it's your civic duty. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You have to vote. It's so important. So I don't understand why.
I went to some city. Me and Steve, we went to Switzerland, and we went to a city where it's against the law to not vote, where you get a citation in the mail if you don't vote.
Wow.
Something so easy. Yeah. right? I mean, especially when it's for you, you know. At the end of the day, I mean, I hate to bitch, and I hate that, you know, people are like, oh, Faye's just angry. Okay, yeah, I am, and I'm going to be angry for a little while longer. The reality is that a lot of men were not ready to vote for a woman president,
Right.
and that breaks my heart because it just reminds me of how far back we continue to go. You know, we're an upside down world, and it's like we continue to take steps back.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Misogyny and racism are what
Right,
like
absolutely.
I mean, full stop to
Yeah.
me. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah.
The other thing I also think about with the voting is, you know, nobody knows everything on that ballot. So pick up the Dolphin Democrat guy,
Do you
talk
Do
to
your
a couple
research.
study?
neighbors.
Yes.
Equality for
I
Florida,
seek out
say,
other
yeah.
people's
Yes.
opinions because, you know, I might
course.
know a local municipality thing I'm voting on, but, you know, who's sheriff of Broward County, I might seek out an opinion. I might, you know, it's-
all the judges and all that
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, it sounds lame, but sometimes I just look at who has the most people when I walk in, just because I'm like, well, if this many people supporting them, maybe
Wow.
there's something. I know that maybe that's not the best way to look at it,
no,
but
it's probably not the best way.
Well,
Okay, let me tell you another bad way. No, but let me tell you another bad way to choose your place, okay? Because again, I was one of those people that before Trump, I really didn't care enough, right? I voted every time because there'd usually be some hot polar girl that worked there, right? But honestly, I would look for the Latin last name. And that's
Okay.
why I would vote. No, but not good.
Yeah, no,
Most
but-
Latin people
because
voted
they
against
could be-
themselves,
Yeah,
okay?
right.
You know, that's not something I would do today, Harrison. But and I know I'm not the only one. Oh, okay, I know that last name. I'll vote for it. You know what I mean? And I think that's not
this
good.
is only
Must be
the,
my family member.
I think this is only the 5th presidential election. No, 4th. 5th or 4th. Sorry. With the whole Trump getting elected twice concurrently, it's throwing me off. But yeah, first time was Obama in 08. That's the first time I voted for president. So
Well, you did right the first time.
I'm still,
Yes.
sorry, I'd like to think I've done right every time.
Right, right.
Definitely pick some losers.
You've done left every time.
Horrible.